Today on a Commonly Good MTG, we're playing against Green 50. Why? Because it is pretty much a mono green deck with a little bit of colorless thrown in for the goodness of it. And then we're playing with a bunch of landfall cards. Mossborn Hydra, Rampaging Baloths, and Awaken the Woods to make the landfall fall like lands fall. If that sounds interesting to you, then stay tuned to find out more. Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I'm your host, and I gotta tell you, my parents used to move around a lot when I was a kid, but I always ended up finding them. Dr. Yukon Socket. Yes, thank you. Filmed before a live studio audience. Thank you so much, Yukon Socket. Word to your mama. So I'm broadcasting to you today from my secret underground headquarters, and I'm bringing to you a deck I found over on the 8th Hub, posted by the MTG-Assistant-Meta, called Mono Green with a 50% win rate. But I gotta say, I've seen decks like this, like decks with cards like this before, and it usually does much better than that. So I'm hoping that, it's not about what decks are the best decks, the ones that are best for you, and I think this is going to be a good deck for me. All right, so let's get down to it. What we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the cards in this deck. We're going to talk a little bit how it works, and then we're going to go out. We're going to crush some hopes and dreams. The big thing about this deck is that there isn't anything in here that is new, but what's new about it is the fact that there's a lot of different things jammed together in the same deck, and that was what I found interesting about it. And we'll talk about what those things are. I'll talk about it right now. What is it this deck does? Well, usually, we got a Mossborn Hydra deck. Sure, there's those decks out there. And then the newest thing is the Rampaging Baloths deck. Absolutely. That's been I haven't played one before, so that's kind of looking forward to playing something with Raging Baloth in there. But then I saw Nissa, and I'm like, great. I've seen plenty of Nissa decks where it doesn't. You just put a bunch of rampy little dudes, and then you just use Nissa's Super Saiyan ability to win the game. Who else mixes well with Nissa? It's Awaken the Woods. So we got and then what does Awaken the Woods do? It totally makes Mossborn Hydra and Rampaging Baloths go crazy. So I think we got a good combo set. We got great synergy between the cards, and this is going to be good. All right, so what does this guy do? He's a mana elf. This one puts out mana. This one is mana. This puts out a bunch of dudes that are all mana and dudes. Basically, they're like little Llanowar Elves, except for they're also lands at the same time, which is terribly important. Mossborn Hydra, which every time you put a land, then you double the number of Popo counters on it. So if you drop 3 Awaken the Woods, you're going to double it 3 times, right? So 5 mana equals 3 times on this guy. This will put out 2 mana. This will put out 1 mana and then put 1 in your hand. And then potentially, therefore, if you haven't dropped one yet, let you drop another one. Or you could just have a dragon. You could do that. You can have a dragon. Cool. This guy puts out a 4/4 Bebe every time you drop a land. As we saw, we already got lots of other cool land drops so far. What does Nissa do here? Create an XX green Phyrexian horror equal to her power, her loyalty. Destroy target artifact enchantment. Yeah, maybe. Until the end of turn, creature you control get +1/+1 for each forest you control and gain trample. Yeah. So drop her for 7. Immediately pump her. The fact that you're going to have out 7 to, 11 mana, and each one of your dudes will be 11, 12 12s or something like that, 12 maybe 14 14s with trample, then that'll be fantastic. Lastly, Ugin comes out and destroys something that has 1 or more colors. Not destroys, but exiles. Exiles, baby. And then you gain 3 life, or you can get more mana, or that's pretty much it. Who cares about his Super Saiyan ability in this deck? We got the dual lands, the double drop lands here. Every time you put them out, they count as a land drop. Then you can immediately trigger them to go get another land, which causes another land drop. So that's going to land drop for the Hydra and the Rampaging Baloths. You're going to end up getting forests out of the deal, which is Nissa's going to drink up like crazy. Yeah, it's all just about forest. Tons of dudes going to crazy town. Trample. All right, so that's pretty much it. Let's get down to it. Before we go out and do our damage, though, let's do as we do every night. Let's say our prayers and talk about what is best in life. Hands together. Dear Black Queen Sheoldred, who dwells within the dark chambers of my heart, please hear my prayers and grant your blessings as we attempt to crush our enemies, see them driven before us, and to hear the lamentations of the women. Up and against Aerandir. A lot of vowels in that name. There you go, Cubert. Enjoy your Energon cubes. All right, not great. Having to waste too many of our good cards early because we need to grow our mana so we can actually play the cards that can make use of it. That's our problem. Awaken the Woods is going to give them a lot of life. All right, so the question is, should I just delay things so I can put out more Mossborn Hydras at this point? The answer is probably, but the more we delay, the worse things are going to get. Because what's the deal here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, which means I'll have 2 pops, which means he's not going to grow that much. I'll only get him up to 4. All right, now I can double it based upon the number of lands I put out. They're pretty wussy. He's still going for it, though. Still thinks he needs more cards in his hand. All right, if I go for Bloomvine Regent, then I can do even more when I Awaken the Woods. That's, oh, he's going to gain like 1,000, though, by doing that. Pop. Pop. Nope. All right, he's down to 10. He'll get twice however many Awaken the Woods I put out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whatever. 4. We'll go 1, 2, 3. Again, 6 life out of deal. Have a good time. These guys are all count as forests, so that's 7 forests. 7 times 3 is 21. Except for I'll have to spend 7, which is all of it, to be able to put out Nissa, which isn't great. Plus this guy, I can put down 1. I can hit him for 7. I can Ugin him. I mean, are you literally trying to put out some dragons or something? I mean, you trying to mill me? Yeah, great. There we go. All right, let's go draw a card, as one does. Four, 5, still don't have enough. I mean, anything I do, he's going to gain a lot. The consoles are a problem. What are you doing? Getting rid of my stuff? All right, cool. Let's just pound it again. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I could have done more from this one, couldn't I have? Well, we'll just use this draw card then. All right, we can go all winning on him next turn. Just don't see it, and don't counter. I think he thinks Ugin's the big threat. The big threat here, that is freaking horrible. Oh, how did they survive? How did they survive? Oh, I can't believe we won that thing. Victory! All right, playing against Chase the One. Chase the One. Or Chat Set He. Keep. I like these guys. They're pretty quiet. All right, you are going to be at the end. We got 2, 3. You'll give me another mana there. Got to get up to 6 to get this guy rocking. Problem with this deck is we got lots of great ways of getting ramping the mana, but we want to make use of the mana, but we're wasting it by ramping up to what will make use of it. That's the big problem. All right, there's 4. Let's just double up on these guys. So we're up to 6. Cool. Bail off. All right, now he's got to keep guys out. This guy's 7. This guy's 7. I mean, I could do Nissa for less than 7. I'd get Nissa out next turn on a 7. If I have, like, say 5 plus 5 on top of 3, that's some fighting there. All right, he's out of mana. And we didn't get what we're looking for there. Oh, what are we going to do? Well, we'll glimpse the core to start off with. Get 1, throw it out there, make a bebe. Let's tick, tick, tick. If I do this, the question is, am I going to gain it back? I put the Llanowar Elves, I guarantee to put out Nissa or Ugin on the next turn. Let's just do that. All right, Stompy McStomperson, you're not going to block. I'd say we're going to guarantee it here. Here we go. My whole future is all about these other 2 cards, so we're fine. Yeah, we'll do it. Why not? I mean, the question is, do I want to get board wiped? That would be the bad part here. All right, don't wipe the board. Don't wipe it. No wiping here. Touch your dragon in a weird way. No board wipes. All right, good. That is pretty decent. That's fine. I'm good. I'm going to mow over you, so it's totally cool with me, man. I guess you're going to try to block. You think you could do it? All right, so he's got what? 1 mana? Yeah, we got this thing going. Here we go. Nissa! Full meal deal! And we win! And we win! Victory! All right, playing against Ludo. All right, it's a lot of early stuff. I do appreciate that. We'll drop this on turn 3. Keep. One, two. Don't kill him. Come on, leave the Llanowar out there. All right, 3 gets us into this. Puts out another forest. We're up to 4. No tax. We just have to take it. Come on, Jawa, stop staring at me. I said stop it. Is it still his turn? All right, we'll rampage out. Pick up what we need. And no tax. Once again, we're at 6. We'll be able to bail out on the next turn. Get out a couple bebes. With that Evolving Wilds. You just have to take the hits from this thing. I don't really need the Llanowar Elf. But all I'm going to save myself is against 1 damage. You got a lot of guys. I mean, just Annabelle by itself might just kill me next turn. All right, Raging Baloths. Evolving Wilds. Put out a bebe. Pop another. Bebe. And no tax. All right, so this is it. If he comes at me, we get to start ripping things apart. He's not going to have 11 guys. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he just has to do 4 more damage to me somehow. Didn't like it. All right, here we go. We can do a lot with this, Al. What we got to do is get rid of Super Cow. And we win! In your face, Davy Jones! In your face! Alright, we were playing against Nitrobulldog. Ooh, we have no green mana specifically. We can... Rough. I'm going to go for it. We'll see if we can't make it work. It's going to be slow is the problem. Yeah, come and play tap, which means we'll be able to play Llanowar Elf on the next turn. All right, so he's playing Graveyard Green, Graveyard Golgari. He wants more stuff. He needs to be self-milling himself. All right, we're gonna Irencrag. Irencrag. So we got 3. That's gonna come out slow. I hate Awakening the Woods for just one dude. I won't do it. We can Bloomvine Regent to pick up some more lands. That's probably the thing to do. All right, let's be done. One and 2. All right, got ourselves our elf out. What are we up to now? 4, 5, 6 mana. Time to Awaken the Woods, I think. Hopefully he's not into wiping the board. That would be a bad thing. Because if I can get Awaken the Woods out, we'll get a bunch of dudes, which will allow me to play Nissa, except for then I'd have to waste a bunch of dudes to be able to do that. I got 4, 5, 6. I could have 7 straight up. Making babies. Making more babies. All right, we got 5, 6 in mana sources alone. All right, I can win next turn. I can do it. I could do it with Nissa. Just got to keep my guys alive. I don't care. As long as you put a dude out. I don't need to Awaken the Woods. What do I got here? 4, 5, 6. I got the Llanowar for 7. I'm going to get rid of Ugin. That's rough. Okay, be done, man. Be done with that. You got 2 mana left. You're not going to be able to get out your overlords at all. All right, gonna drop it like it's hot. Take a baby. Activate. Go get ourselves another land. And another baby. Let's do a full 7 here. And full up. Let's go in. All right, that's it. So, question is, can I win with this? I think the answer is yes. I got lots of trample. I'm seeing 27 on the board right now. He can only block up to 4 more. He doesn't have any mana. And we win. We'll good game it and be on our merry way. Boom, boom. Goes the room. All right, playing against gatesbe. It's probably Gatsby, but I don't know, man. It doesn't seem like it should be pronounced that way. Keep it. Ooh, it's a rainbow bite. Pull yourself out. I think you put some pounds on from the time you went in, man. Wow, I was looking forward to that. Dance for me, rainbow bite. Dance for me. I'm not happy with that, man. You can take a Mossborn Hydra this time. Yep. All right. I'm going to draw Fabled Passage. All right. That's fine. I'll have 3 out. That's what I really needed to get to. I saved you. He's just going to town on control, isn't he? I'm just struggling to keep up with mana at this point. Nope. Hopefully he's running out of cards. I don't remember what that thing was at this point. I'll never be able to play Ugin at this point. I mean, Awaken the Woods isn't so bad. Llanowar Elves. And we're done. If you don't have anything in my graveyard, you have to exile your own graveyard at this point. Anyway, I'll go beat Raya's ass here in a second. 1, 2. What up to now? Up to 6. Do you have hexproof? Not this one. All right, cool. Well, that is not what I'm looking for, is it? Let's see, 2 gives me 4 more of these guys. Let's just go for it. All right, we're full up. We can now do Ugin on our next turn. I mean, I don't really care about the Mossborn Hydra. What's that going to do? He's looking at the future. Future is bleak. Ooh, can I just win? No, because I have to waste a bunch of those. 3, 6, 1. Maybe I can win. Let's just go for it. And we win! I think we just bluffed him out of it. There was no way we can win with just that. Victory! Here we are with Green 50. Green 50. It was a great deck. It was really, really good. By the way, I think the reason why the Dryad survived is because they were lands. That's why. And temporary shutdown or whatever is non-land permanence. That's what that's all about. So yeah, they survived it because of that. Oh, the humanity. Oh, because it was going to be glorious on the next turn when I got to slam down the Nissa and just come across with bestial force. Fantastic. Why is this deck so fantastic? Because it has like 3 win states in it, in my opinion. 3 different win states. What are those win states? It's Mossborn Hydra, it's Rampaging Baloths, and Nissa. All three of those are potentially winners unto themselves. You got multiple paths of victory. So yeah, that was great because I've seen these decks. I've seen these things getting played. I've seen the Rampaging Baloths making out a bunch. I've seen Mossborn Hydra out a bunch. And Nissa is an oldie but a goodie, but it hasn't been played as much as it has in the past. But I know what Nissa could do. You just got to get out a bunch of little dudes. Where are we getting the little dudes from? Awaken the Woods. That's where we're getting it from. We got lots of little potential dudes in here. It doesn't really matter what it is. At least it's just somebody. Because Nissa with her Super Saiyan ability, which gives everybody equal to number forests you control. And we got lots of forests. Lots and lots of forests. Plus, every one of those dryads is a forest, which is a land and a forest and a creature all at the same time. All of that counts. So yeah, this is a fantastic super green deck that does it all. It's the weird part about the deck, in my opinion, is that, hold on, I just can't catch my breath, is that for being rampy, it's really slow ramp. And so you're really at the mercy of aggro. Aggro comes at you way too fast, and you just can't get to it fast enough. You're always dead by the time you can get out something good. And the first good thing, Mossborn Hydra at 3, big deal. It's going to be a 1/1. I mean, even if you can pump it up, it only gets up to being what, like a 4/4 or something on the first time it comes out. But even then, you'd have to be putting it out on turn 4 by then. And by that point, you're pretty much dead. So yeah, against aggro, this deck's not going to do it. But against lots of other stuff, this deck is really good. Really, really good. All right, so let's get to it. Who was the MVP? Who was the most valuable player? I'm going to say in this deck, I think it was Awaken the Woods. I think Awaken the Woods was the most valuable player just because this is really a landfall deck between Mossborn Hydra and Rampaging Baloths. And plus then, really Nissa makes use of all of the lands you're putting out. And what does Awaken the Woods do? It puts out lands, tons of lands. Potentially, if you could just hold on for a little bit and get out like 5 or 6 lands at a time, holy smokes, you're going to be going to town. Plus, if you want to use it early, when you got like 4 mana, you could jump up to 6 real quick with this. Yeah, it jumps you there, which is good. You just got to be willing to say, look, I'm going to pass up on my future returns to give me that shot in the arm I need to jump up into my danger zone. Yeah, that's what you do. Because Ugin's great, but he's not. For this deck, it's not that fantastic. Sure, it gives you lots of mana, gets you life gain and draw a card. Sure, does a little bit of exile. If you get to 11, sure, you could probably go through Irencrag, I guess, and drop them all in. But we're not playing with a bunch of colorless creatures. I don't know if even Dryads count as that. What does it say? Whenever one or more colorless spell, you have to play a spell. That's what it is. We don't play colorless spells. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I think Ugin's in here just to be a cool Ugin. But if you have lots of mana, sure, why not? Ugin's not really all tied together with this deck. Anyways, so let's just say Awaken the Woods, you're my MVP. Congratulations. You're an oldie but a goodie still. You are fantastic. Number 1, was this deck competitive? It is supposedly a 50% deck. I got 78% squeaked out of this thing. 78%. I felt it was a competitive deck. But I can tell you, when I was playing casual, I was tossing people around like the Incredible Hulk at a petting zoo. That's what it was like, right? Just tossing those goats around like it was nothing. But when I went out onto the ladder, I started facing against aggro all the time. And that was my problem, right? The ladder did not go over well because aggro is where the ladder's at right now. Like I said, this deck doesn't do well against aggro. So, you take it for what it is. You recognize your problems and just enjoy it for what it is. Number 2, was this deck fun? Yeah, it was fun. I mean, it put me on. It was like chalk on the nail on a nails on a chalkboard. That's what I'm trying to say. Nails on a chalkboard for the first few turns, just because I felt like it was so slow. It's like if I couldn't get the Llanowar Elf out in the first turn, it was just driving me crazy. Because these cards, you get them so that you can start doing double landfalls. But if all you got is these cards in your opening hand, you're dropping them and then playing them just so you can have a slow single mana. Just a horrible feeling. So, even though we got tons of force in here, these guys, for some reason, are showing up on my opening hands, and it just bit. But, once you get to mid-game, things start really going, and then by the time you get beyond that, the magic of it is fantastic. All right, so that's great. This can be a pretty fun deck. Just depends what kind of player you are. If you're not an aggro player, then yeah, you'll probably love this deck quite a bit. Lastly, was this deck interesting? Yes, it was an interesting deck. Why? Because we were playing with the 3 different win conditions in there. Nissa, Rampaging Baloths, and the Mossborn Hydra. Yeah, that was fantastic. I love seeing Ugin too. Lots of ways of playing with relatively new cards in a mono green deck. It was a great way to go. All right, so let's add this up. Was this deck competitive? Casually, yes. Was this deck fun? Yeah, as long as you weren't playing against aggro. Was this deck interesting? Yes, totally. All right, so being that it is, I'm going to give this an A-. An A-, just because it was a great deck. It was lots of fun, and it was a good, interesting deck to play, but it had its particular drawbacks, so I'm going to take it back to an A-. All right, so there you go. If you decide to play with this deck, I hope that you have as much fun as I did. That's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. In the words of my people, screw you guys, I'm going home. Bye.